I hope you've enjoyed some of our rememberings from the past 8 years. But I'm sure you must be asking, what's on the horizon for Camp Refuge?
Yep. And we're happy to announce that we have 2 big programming new things that we'll be doing in this year. In August the 2nd, we're going to do our first ever day retreat for premarital. We've tried doing Affirm Foundations before as part of a rustic romance, but this will be the first time we've ever just opened it up to only those either engaged or seriously considering marriage for a day-long retreat here on the property. It's going to be an amazing time for couples to really understand what it is they're getting into. You know, a lot of couples are preparing for their wedding, but our goal is to really have them prepare for their marriage. It's a lifelong commitment, and you know, at first there's a lot of butterflies, a lot of rose-colored glasses, but the foundation that we want to have couples see is like the scripture where Jesus talks about either building your house on the rock or building it on sand. And so if we teach you how to build a marriage, a life on the rock, it's going to set you up for huge success. So we're excited about launching that. That's actually live now.
Yep, you can find it on our website, camp-refuge.org. Click events, scroll down to Firm Foundations, and you can see the costs and how much that costs, how much it's going to be for the day retreat, and then it'll send you to Eventbrite to finalize your registration.
Yep. And then do you want to announce the other one?
No, you can take it.
So by popular demand, we have been talking about this for over a year now, but we will be doing our first ever rustic romance reboot. We've been calling it 2.0, but I think we've landed on the term rustic romance reboot. For those of you who've already come through a rustic romance retreat here or, you know, on our property back when we were at home in Lafayette, and this one is going to be all new content. So hopefully even new menu, new teaching topics. You know, one of the things that we've noticed is, yes, we get you for 44, 46 hours whenever you come to the rustic romance retreat, but there are so many topics
we just can't cover them all.
Cannot cover them all. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we've even tried doing the marriage course. Some of you have joined us for that. We love that. But there's some great content in that, in other areas that we really want to take to this same environment where you're not trying to do that back at home when you get back into the crazy, you know, routine busyness of life. So come back out here if you've come through a rustic romance retreat. It's going to be November 7th to the 9th, and we'll have all new content. We'll also have new team builders, again, hopefully a new menu to where it's a completely new, fresh experience, but that same tenor, the same loving on you with our care team. And speaking of care team, we want to hold 3 spots at this event for our current care team members. So if you've actively participated as a member in our care team at retreats, we want to open up 3 of those spots to you directly, and then the other, what would
7.
that be? 9. The other 9 spots would be available for anyone else. And so
but what's unique about it is that we're not just going to open registration live, because there's too many. So the very first one, we are going to do it lottery based. So if you want a shot at registering for this retreat in November, our Rustic Romance Reboot, for the very first time, our lottery will be going live today.
2 p.m. So check it out. Get your name in there. We'll have that open for about a week or so. We'll have more details whenever you click on the link. And then after that period is closed, we'll draw the first 3 names for care team and 9 names for our general past retreat guests. And we'll be reaching out to you.
Yep. And one last question, how can people partner with us moving forward, and what are our current needs?
I think our heart, guys, is we are a nonprofit, and we keep the lights on, not just by program fees. I mean, that definitely covers your retreat and all the things that you get when you come out here. But we are a growing organization, and as such, we have a vision for where we want to go. So not only are there maintenance costs and things, but there are bigger things on the horizon. So number 1, we would love you to consider being a monthly supporter. Whatever the Lord might be putting on your heart, we do need a broad basis of support. So if you would consider doing that, we would be greatly appreciative.
Seek the Lord, ask Him.
And on the website, you can scroll down to donate, and from there you can go to our PayPal, and you can either do a one-time gift, or you can click that little box that says make it a recurring, and you can set your parameters for how you want to make it a recurring gift.
Yeah. Cool.
And then for what's on the horizon, you want to share?
No, please take it away.
Okay, so I obviously get pretty geeked out about some of this because I'm an architect and I love to design. But one of the things we've been talking about for a while is getting out of season-bound retreat seasons. So right now, you guys know that we're in the fall and the spring, largely because that's when we can do glamping tents. We do want to be able to offer retreats year-round with accommodations that wouldn't be conditional on who wants to be in a tent in the middle of June in South Louisiana, or in January where you don't know if it's going to be freezing cold or hot and you're in shorts. But that ability to do that is great. And so I've come through, I guess, another round of revisions to the retreat cottages. And so I think that that is something that's on the horizon to maybe do our first prototype this year. And a simple need of that we want to include in maybe the building of the first prototype would be the parking lot. We are very grateful that we've had more facility rentals, but with that comes the need to be able to host more cars. And so we'd love to be able to do that with our prototype project. So that is where we're trying to grow on the facility side in the end of this year by 2025.
And we hold all of that like super loosely.
If you just heard the story about the land.
Heard about the land, the man plans the way, but the Lord directs his paths. And so with all of these man's plans, we hold them open hands because we know that what we plan, God far surpasses us sometimes, or goes, that's not a great idea. And so we're presenting them, and that we're hoping that this is what the next step will be. But we're very humble to know that we're just not perfect vision people. Like God sees a way bigger picture than we do, and so leaning on him and trusting him for the next step.
Right on.